Good evening, everyone. Welcome to 1001 Nights of Lessons. I'm your host, Dildar. 1001 Nights of Lessons is a storytelling and self-development podcast, much like the OG Arabian Nights. We're here to unpack the stories of our lives that shaped us into who we are and to reflect lessons learned along the way. Hello everyone, welcome to night 36. I'm your host Dildar Abdu, and today we're reporting from Honolulu, Hawaii. As you can see from the backdrop if you're watching the video from Spotify and YouTube. This is one of our travel debrief episode, except I haven't even finished my voyage in Hawaii yet. This is day 2 of traveling in Hawaii, and I already have so much emotions and thoughts I want to yap with you guys about. Today, I'm going to talk about my first impression of Hawaii. I haven't explored 1% of the island that is Oahu yet, but I already love it so much and I want to talk all about it with you guys. And on that note, we're also going to talk a little bit about solo traveling, how I'm feeling so far, what's my plan for the rest of the trip, and we'll have another episode touch on this again. Last travel debrief was just like 2 episodes ago. I did it on Glen Canyon. Make sure to listen to that, and also at this point you should have seen a vlog up on my channel at Dildar Abdu on YouTube related to the Glen Canyon trip that I took. It's a really fun one. I am also vlogging my trip in Hawaii, and I've been enjoying it so much since I don't have anybody else to talk to on a solo trip. You guys are my friends, so I brought you along with me, and I'll make sure to post it on my channel soon. Hawaii has always been on my bucket list. I have always wanted to visit Hawaii, and it's never the right time in the past when I'm trying to plan the trip with my exes or my friends. It just never happened, even though we came this close many times. And I'm glad that I just did it on my own at 29, doing a solo trip here. It's not that much of a big deal, but for me it is a big deal. I haven't traveled solo to a faraway place in a very long time. I think last time I traveled solo was about 8-9 years ago in my early 20s to Serbia, to Morocco. You heard a little bits of those stories in the early episodes of 1001 Nights of Lessons, and if you haven't, please go back and check out my Morocco journey, one-way ticket to Morocco episode, and then the couch surfing episode, which I included the Serbia trip in that episode. And 8 years later, fast forward, I'm doing this again, and it feels so at home, true to my soul, and endearing to solo travel. I am getting emotional. I am on my period. Part of the reasons why I haven't done this in a while, the majority of my mid-20s, is because I was in a 3 years long relationship. So I traveled a lot, yes, but I was always with my ex, right, in that relationship. So that doesn't count as solo travel. And I think even when you're in your relationship, you should make time for yourself to do a girls trip or a solo trip. Better yet, both. That's something I learned for sure. If I ever have future partnership with anybody at any age, I'll make sure to take myself out on a trip and travel with myself like I did this time. Right now, it's a very cathartic moment. At 29, all alone by myself in the best way, positive way possible, not in a sulky, self-pity way, don't get me wrong. To have this privilege and time to do whatever I wanted is the best feeling ever. I'd like to share the sponsor of today's episode. It is me. Please follow the podcast 1001 Nights of Lessons wherever you listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And if you've been enjoying the podcast, you can leave a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple. That would help me reach my goal of growing the podcast in 2025. Lastly, check out my vlog channel at Dildar Abdu, where I experiment on trying new things to improve my life 2 weeks at a time. I'll link everything in the show note. Thank you so much for listening. I love you guys. Let's go back into the episode. Okay, let's talk about Hawaii and the trip so far for a little bit. On the plane too, I cannot believe I am flying across Pacific to a little island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. It's just insane to me. It feels like an oasis, a tucked away world, and it literally is. And I am here right now. I'm washed over by so many grateful emotions. And the past 2 days, since I've been here, the weather being nothing but the most amazing temperature, sunlight, and everything even now. I did something I don't know if a lot of people do, but for my circumstances, this makes the most sense. I don't have the most resources to stay at the best hotel for a week and a half, but I still want to enjoy myself. So one thing I did is the first 3 nights I stayed at an amazing resort near the Waikiki beach. It's literally 5 minutes walk to the beach and the shopping strip, and the hotel is called Wayfinder Waikiki. Not sponsored, but I've had so much fun so far. The staff, amenities, everything is so amazing, so I thought I should mention it just in case you want to check out a hotel to stay. And it is a 4-star hotel, but not crazy expensive. I know I cannot afford to stay at a 4-star hotel for the entire a week and a half, but I still want to treat myself in the environment of luxury for a little bit. So I mixed it up high and low. The rest of my trip for 4 or 5 days, I am checking into a hostel. Hostel is no stranger to me. I've stayed in hostels, couch surfed in my early days, also near the Waikiki beach. I haven't checked into that hostel yet, so I don't know how good it is or anything, but I will make sure to list it in my description if I loved it. The reason why I'm pairing high-low this way is that, like I said, I want to have the luxury and comfort at least for a few days, just so I can program my brain to experience those things, believe that I deserve those things, and work harder for them. Once you get a taste of a lifestyle that you enjoy so much, you will do anything you can to get there. That's probably a little toxic mindset, and obviously I'm doing it in a very responsible way, and that's why I'm pairing it high and low, because that's exactly why I bought expensive car when I don't even have a full-time job. That's a story time in and out of itself, but it ended up working out. Now I have a full-time job, I'm doing different things, just very grateful. And on the other hand, I'm also very excited to stay in a hostel for the rest of my trip, because that's a great opportunity to meet more people. I remember I stayed in a hostel in New York City. The lounging area, there's different games and people cook together and even hang out, and at night they like drink and talk and just get to know each other. Yeah, so that's a possibility that I'm open to, but I also know that each hostel is so different, so I'll just go with the flow. That's what I did in terms of my accommodations for this solo trip. What did I do on my first day? Let me tell you. Yesterday I arrived, checked into my hotel, changed into a cute outfit. I grabbed a sandwich to go. I walked along that river that you're seeing behind me right now, sat down on a bench, just enjoyed my sandwich with a podcast in my ear alone. It was perfection. For your information, I was listening to a quiet podcast, the 4-hour episode on Hermes, the history of Hermes. And then I walked to the Waikiki shopping strip. It is full of designer shops and regular mall and shops as well. It's beautiful. It reminds me of Rodeo Drive, except prettier, with prettier palm trees. No offense, LA. I just picked up some makeup stuff and I went inside Tory Burch. The Tory Burch store on Waikiki Strip is 2 floors. There's so many designer shops, but Tory Burch was calling my name. Like I was possessed. I walked in. Immediately, like in my head, this sound of sparkly sound was playing. You know what I'm talking about? Like once you walked into some place that just mesmerizes you, was playing in my head. I know that's a bad sign for my wallet. Immediately, the sales associate opened a drawer of items that are coveted and on sale. A cute little red burgundy Tory Burch wallet caught my eyes. I don't have it with me right now, but watch my vlog, you will see it. How about that? We'll keep it for a surprise for the vlog. So, long story short, I did some damage. I got myself a new purse, new wallet, like a car holder, and a new hat, which I totally don't need, but I fell for the 25% off discount trick. To get that discount, I spent more money on something that I don't need at all. So let that be a lesson. After that, I walked all the way down and suddenly this beach appeared in front of my eyes, the Waikiki beach. It's so beautiful. That was my first impression of Hawaii ocean. The water is so blue. like crisp blue, jade blue. I can just feel the depression and whatever negative feelings I have or the stress from work inside me evaporated in that instant seconds. My Aura Ring result can testify that. That's what Hawaii do to you. And that's also when I realized how much I needed a vacation. The moment of elation at my highest high, I can feel an inkling of sadness creeping in. It's not sadness, it's almost like a pity and a regret. The regret of not having my loved ones around me to also enjoy the beautiful view in front of me. I think this is a very common human emotion. I always had it wherever I go to a new place. I bookmark that experience in my head to take my family with me. And I was lucky enough to do that with my dad, to let my dad experience all the places I've been to. But now that cycle continue. I wanted my mom to be there, my dad to be there, and my brother to be there, my dear closest friends to all be there. It is precisely those moments that make you realize who you love the most and who are the closest people in your life. So I immediately whipped up my phone and FaceTimed everybody and just like showing them around, making plans for the future so we can make this happen, and adding that to my personal goal of in 1 or 2 years, I can come here again with my loved ones. It was also the same moment when I was at the beach looking at the delicious water, realizing I made a grave mistake. When in Hawaii, you must always wear a pair of emergency bikini underneath. Forget about bra and underwear, wear bikinis at all time in case you ran into a delicious beach so you can plunge in it. That's when I realized my mistake. I don't have my bikinis on underneath, and I will never ever make the mistake again the rest of the trip. You bet it, I have bikini underneath right now. No, that's a lie, but I will. So I quickly returned, ate some food, and head back out to the beach around sunset time. Sunset is around 6:30 p.m. here. My goal for the rest of the trip here in Hawaii, I will try my best to not miss sunset. The sunset was amazing. Let me tell you, the water, I thought it's gonna be cold, but no, it is warm. It's almost hugging you and chanting your name to go in. The other thing is on Waikiki Beach, it is a very popular touristic area, so there are so many people at all time. Mind you, yesterday was Monday. The whole entire beach is back-to-back covered by people. That I would say is the only downside, but don't you worry. I have plans to check out more secluded beaches for the rest of my time here. I still have a lot of time. After I'm done recording, I'll go to the museum because I'm already in a cute outfit. We cannot waste that. Eat something, and then come back to chill by the beach with a little drink, maybe non-alcoholic, maybe champagne or something. You see, this year I've done a really good job not drinking the entire year, except for on my birthday I drank a champagne, and on a date with a guy who looked like Gladiator. He was really hot, so I drank Cosmopolitan to calm down my nerves. Yeah, I get anxious around hot guys. It's a really bad habit because how lame is that? I need to train myself, be able to hold myself in front of anybody. That's also my other mental focus for this trip. Sometimes when I'm eating alone in restaurants on solo trips, I get very self-aware. If someone's looking at me and then I'm just in this low-key anxious state for the rest of the dinner, it's no fun. Yesterday, this is so all over the place, but bear with me. At the hotel, there is a really hot bartender. We locked eyes and like he smiled at me. I did a quick smile and looked away in panic mode. Why can I not hold eye contact and be comfortable and not be self-aware? You would think I'm a super confident woman. Yes, I am, in front of people that I'm not attracted to. But like at 29, turning almost 30, we gotta stop doing that. I think it's really sexy and hot when you can hold eye contact and fully be yourself in front of anybody. Why are we talking about this again? Let me just tie it back to something like on solo trip. You're facing yourself so completely and entirely, and it's a really great opportunity to reflect on your inner quirks and who you want to be and who you are right now, who you're becoming, and things like that. One other point I want to mention that is the highlight of my trip so far are my outfits. I'm getting ready every day, yesterday and today, in cute dresses. I changed outfit 3 times yesterday. For the shopping, for the beach, for the dinner. Are you even on a vacation if you didn't change outfit 5 millionth time in a day? And I hope I carry this mentality with me and also get ready for my day-to-day life when I go back. What I enjoyed styling myself past 2 days is reusing things in different ways. As usual, I packed a lot of scarves. I think this has become my personal style, is to incorporate scarf somehow into my outfit. Yesterday, I used scarf as my top. And today I use another piece of Ralph Lauren scarf as my handbag. If you're watching right now, the bracelet I'm wearing is from Swarovski, but guess what? It was a necklace. I turned it into a bracelet. Just to find newness in things you already own, to rewear them in different creative ways. In that way, you will ooze sauce and personal style. The other thing I did, I'm stacking another gold ring on top of my silver aura ring, and the gold ring is actually an earring turned ring. And those are some examples to play with your clothes to express personal style. Let me tell you about what I'm doing for the rest of the trip. Tomorrow, I'm going to check into the hostel and rent a car because you need a car to get around to explore more of the island. I'll do a lot of hiking, beach time, the rest of the trip. More Hawaii specific recommendations in the next episode. This episode is more sentimental, emotional, sharing my thoughts versus travel recommendations. I think that's all the thoughts so far in my brain. Thanks for listening to me literally do a video journal. A little bit about what to expect from the podcast in the next few future episodes. I have booked a really exciting October guest for you guys. I still am holding myself to 1 guest per month. Look forward to a guest episode in October, and we're gonna have our regular book review episode sometime in October and travel debriefs regarding Hawaii, starting with this episode. Can you believe it's October already? Let's talk about that. There's only 2 months left in this year, and we have 2026. I mean, I felt really good about 2025. It has really lived up to my expectations so far. I'm just excited to sprint the next 2 months to put a nice bow for this year, and I hope you do the same. Check in with your goals, start preparing for 2026, and think about what that would look like for you. And I'm doing the same, lots of reflections on this trip on what I want in the next year and the next 3 years and the rest of my life. I know this is probably a very short, unusual episode in every way. I hope you loved listening to it and spending some time with me. I did. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.